Hey, how's it going, everyone? Happy 2022. Happy New Year's. Good to see you guys again. Brent here, same year, same devotional series that we're going through today. You gotta love the consistency, you know? If you haven't yet picked up Kevin Barnett's book, What's Your True Identity, a superhero devotional, man, you are starting your New Year's off wrong. I'm just kidding, but seriously, you are missing out on some good reading. So our one of our New Year's resolutions here at CosplayforChrist is we're going to finish this book this year. We are about a little more than halfway done, but we will get it done. We will finish it up. It has been great so far. We've been learning a lot. God has been speaking to us a lot. Hopefully this has been blessing and encouraging you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us every week or so as we do this. So, I'm going to anticipate that this is going to be a good year. I know that we're starting the year off a little bit so-so. Omicron, raising up, numbers in hospitalizations, people getting sick, so on and so forth. But I do believe that, things will get better over time. God is still good. He's still watching out for us. And that kind of, leads me into what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Watchman on the wall. We're going to talk about the homeboy, Heimdall. Most people were introduced to Heimdall in the Thor movies, right? So you guys know him as the all-seeing, all-knowing, very loyal, very strong protector of Asgard, the person who, stands protecting the gate leading into Asgard, the guy who's there at the Bifrost, and his job is to make sure that no one gets in and out of Asgard without him knowing, right? He's the protector, he's the watch person. He stands guard to make sure that nothing happens that is not supposed to happen, right? So as Christians, we're also called to be watchmen, right? But we're not watching, the same way that Heimdall is watching, right? We're watching largely for the return of Jesus, right? So back when Jesus, rose from the grave, after he spent some time with his disciples, he ascended and went back up into heaven. But he told his disciples and he promised them, and he also promises us, that he will come back. We don't know when. And, a lot of people have been saying that he's going to return at this time. A lot of, people claiming to be prophets have said that Jesus is going to return here. Jesus is going to return at this time. This is what's going to happen. We're still waiting. All right. We don't know when he's going to come, and God even tells us in the Bible that no one knows except the Father when he will return. So in the meantime, we're going to have to wait, right? So we're going to have to be ready, because when Jesus comes back, this is it, right? He's not going to come back anymore after this second time. So, you got to be ready, or you're going to miss out, and you do not want to miss out on the greatest party in the world, or at least bigger than that in the whole known universe, right? So as I was reading this devotional, I was thinking about a parable that Jesus talked about, and it was the parable of the 10 bridesmaids, right? So the story, simply put, was that there were 10 bridesmaids. They were waiting for the groom to show up. Well, problem was, the groom didn't show up on time. He was actually delayed. He was late. He didn't come at the time he was expected to come. So these 10 bridegrooms, well, they were waiting, and they pretty much had everything ready. They were dressed up nicely. They had their lanterns, or what they said, it was their lamps, ready. And 5 of them had extra oil. The other 5 did not. So you can see, a difference in these two groups of bridesmaids. One was ready to go with oil. The other one was semi ready to go, but missing oil. Well, later, the groom finally makes it to the city, but it's around midnight. All right, so it's dark. The bridesmaids actually they fell asleep because they were waiting and it was nighttime, so obviously you're gonna fall asleep. The groom comes, they wake up and they're all excited. Well, the problem is it's the middle of the night, you can't see, and their lamps had, the fire had gone out. It's just so much time has passed. Well, the five bridesmaids who had extra oil, they were able to get their lamps up and ready, and they were able to go and meet the groom. The other five bridesmaids who didn't bring the extra olive oil, well, they couldn't go see the groom right away because it was too dark. They would stumble, they would fall, they have no idea where they're going. So they had to run to a shop, wake up the shop owner, and then pay, for this oil, and then light their lamps, and then make their way to the reception hall where the groom was. Well, finally, after some time, those five bridesmaids, they made it to the reception hall. Well, doors were closed and they couldn't get in, and they missed out on the greatest party in their entire lifetime. All right, so super important for us to not only wait for Jesus to come back, but also to be ready, because we don't know when he's going to come back, and you don't want to be caught unready, because once it's go time, man. The importance of this parable, and I think also the importance of this devotional, is, yes, waiting is important, but I also believe that being ready is also important. So let me ask you guys, as we start this new year, are you ready? Right? Are you ready for what's to come? Are you ready for God to move? Are you ready for when God decides to answer your prayers? Are you ready to do what God has called you to do? All right, so as you guys think about that, one of the best ways that we can be ready, personally for me, and this has worked in my life, is through prayer, because prayer takes the focus off of us. It takes the focus off of all the external factors, the distractions, and all the glitz and glamour out there that doesn't amount to anything, and we focus it on God. Now we are conversing with him. Now we're thinking about him. Now we're communicating with him. Now we're in his presence. Now everything becomes about about Jesus, and through that we can prepare ourselves for what he has for us. All right, so my friends, keep focused, watch intently, stay ready, and I will see you at the reception hall for this big wedding feast, down the line. Praying for you guys. Be blessed. See you guys next time. Happy New Year. Peace.